What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? It is Friday, May 10th. It's the last show of the week, the 10th show of the week. And this is Betting with the Bag. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Off to a disappointing start. I didn't get a chance to hedge my parlay because Norway scored 2 goals in the last 4 minutes of the game to make it 5-2. America lost, so a hedge would have been nice. America looked bad. It's important, I think, to fade the North American teams in the first game of the World Championship. We did it nicely with Finland. And Czech Republic beat Sweden. And then unfortunately, again, it was the capping. I stayed off of it because I was like, Sweden's not that strong. Czech Republic, big win, 5-2 over Sweden. It's going to be a lot of fun to cap the IIHF World Championships together. I'm excited to be here. We got a great show. We have none other than Donnie Rightside joining us in 28 minutes. That's going to be very exciting. Then King Rail joins us after that to break down this giant basketball game. I mean, my God, I'm so pumped for it. And I haven't made the move on the basketball game yet, but I'm really excited that we have this great show to end off the week. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. We got Dave LA. Says one more play, Braves plus 140. I've got a bunch of additions that I'm going to make on this card. We got Joe Rich Ramirez. Says I'm playing a big score parlay, just taking a small shot, Yankees to Rangers. I like that. I'm jumping on them Rangers. We got Vinny Cornell, Sacktown King, JD. We got Ron Lofton. We got James. E. Fresh in the house. Jesse Nemeth. Pedro Barbosa. We got Teese. Brian Watson. Parlay Poppy. There's no put. Noli knows. Bada boom. Marshall Hoffman. We got W.O.B. I am Axeman in the house. What a good-looking group we are rolling with right now. Russell Gordy. Said Brew Crew killed us. They did. Dave L.A. on that Braves plus 140. We got Lance LaRose. We got Joe and Nisi. Says, let's not forget and shout out all low-bag mothers. Happy Mother's Day to all your moms. Thank you, Joe, especially to Steph Curry's mom. Happy Mother's Day, Sonia. May you have many. Shout out to TJ. CT Bay's in the house. We got Low Blow Champ. We got Flipper 13. Warriors plus 7. Ugh. I don't blame you, though. Kevin Pine. Sacktown King. PJ Tucker prop. Ooh. I like it. Oh, I like that Tucker prop. Sorry, let me grab that. Sacktown King was the guy who was hammering the Embiid under that I jumped on. Shout out to Sacktown King. Let me grab that quickly. All right, there we go. Sacktown King. We got Scott Feinstein in the house. Got Yellow Jesus blessing our picks. Yeah, I saw the Lakers protest. We got JC Alvarez. We got Brill Lightyears as Rockets over the Warriors. That's nice. Yanks guy in the house. Interesting game for you guys with your boys tonight. We got Jonathan Succi. Lewis Clark. Okay, I love it. Thank you, Jonathan Succi. Very, very kind of you to say. Eric Jones. Kevin Pine. We got Dre Machi. Antoine Seymour. Says Rockets, let's cash it. Tucker 9.5 all day, every day, easy money. Yeah, the Tucker prop's interesting. Okay, we're going to save the basketball talk. We're going to save it until we are joined by King Rail. We've got a lot of baseball games. I just want to we've capped a lot of them, but not the back half. I want to at least touch on each game in the next 25 minutes before we're joined by none other than Donnie Rightside. Let's get to work. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tease, I don't even want to. Ah, God, it breaks my heart. Maximum security every time I see it. Okay, let's stay focused. Let's stay focused here. Okay. First off, we got Super Alpha Fitness, man. We don't get enough Super Alpha. We got James Wilson. Love it. Ron Lofton. Okay, Angels, Orioles. I have come close to making a decision, and I want to break it down to you guys first. I like 3 dogs on this card. One's a small dog, one's a medium dog, one's a giant dog. White Sox, Orioles, Rangers. 3 dogs. I like one. I like them all. But what I'm going to do, I've been really studying the -1 lines that I've been using, and I got a -1 calculator. So I went over a bunch of different possibilities, and I went over the value taking these dogs on the -1 or the favorites on -1. What made the most sense? And now I have this -1 calculator on me at all times. So if I need to make a quick bet, I can always now figure out exactly how much to put on the money line, how much to put on the run line. Shout out to Ron Crawford who hooked me up with this. It's a real nice one. I showed it to a couple people. They all love it. There's Gate Pass Key, Milwaukee Moneyline Cash, hammering MLB this week. Not bad for NHL. I would love it. RMK said, damn, USA and Canada both do terrible today. Yeah, that's always happens in Europe, man. Always. Okay, so what I would like to do, and either talk me off, and I don't mean whisper in my ear while I jerk and choke it. I mean, tell me I should do this or not. What I would like to do is I would like to take each of these dogs on the -1.5. Because at this point, just taking 3 dogs, if one of the dogs cashes, I'll still lose overall on the dog. If I take all 3 dogs to win by 1.5, if one of these dogs comes through in a nice way, I'm in the wild world of profit. Carlos Daniels says, no, Rangers going to lose. I get it, Carlos Daniels. You're not going out on a limb when you say, no, the Rangers are going to lose. Going up against Verlander, what are we getting on this spot here? They're getting what? You're getting -260 at BetOnline, -275 at 5 dimes. So yeah, I get it. They're underdogs. Grim Reaper says, don't do it. Parlay Poppy says, Cahill walk per 9 steadily increasing. I think 11 is too high on that Orioles game, that total. Okay, I'm not going to make a decision on it at this second. Russell Gordy says, smart Jimmy, do it. You know, I think that this kind of an idea will work in the long run. Whereas you could take these 3 dogs, one could win by a few runs, but if only one does it, you're screwed. Johnson says Verlander is a stud. Parlay Poppy says Rangers team total over is live. I'm on the first 5 team total over. Raven in the Desert says 6-5 Rangers win. Joe Rich Ramirez says it's worth taking the Rangers. See, the Rangers is a big enough dog that I don't even need to take the -1.5. But I still will. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit more time, but my guy Russell Gordy's pushing me towards it, and I think it's the move to make. So let's start rolling. Okay, Angels, Orioles. Cahill, Straley, light rain, 75 Fahrenheit, 6 miles out, 6 miles per hour, wind out, straight center. Angels hit righties much harder than the Orioles. Angels 262, 794, up against 237, 694 OPS for Orioles against righties. Now, Cahill looks awful this year, and so does Straley, but Straley's actually looked a little better of late. Straley's always been destroyed by the Angels, and Cahill's always pitched the Orioles well, and that's why you're getting it. Joe Anisi says, I take the over if you like Texas. T says, fade the hat. Don't sleep on it. O's plus 170. The way I see it, odds, am I going to get 2 of these 3 dogs to win? I think I have a better chance of one of these dogs winning by more than a run. And I am doing it. Oh, thank you, Yellow Jesus. Thank you. That's nice to know that Seth's mother is loving the attention you're giving her. Well, it is Mother's Day, and Sonia is a special mom. She means a lot to me. I think about her all the time. All right. Does she love pale Canadian men? That's perfect, because I'm in the land of sun, but I have no time to be outside. Okay, so let's talk quickly about this Angels-Orioles line. Let's pull it up. Angels, Orioles, spreads, total, sportsbookreview.com. Angels, Orioles, Cahill, Straley. Angels open at -150. They're now -184, taking a ton of cash. I get it. Total opens at 10. It's now up to 11. I get it. But for me, Jim Rami says, very easy to say it's going to lose in the -200 range, but how about picking depending on price? I don't like either the Rangers or Astro prices. Good luck, dog takers. Thank you, Jim Rami. Flip Money says, Jimmy, don't take the Rangers. Carlos Down says, do you like the Dodgers tonight? We're going to get to that. But right now, I am going to get the Baltimore Orioles to win by -1.5 runs. And I'm getting plus 300. Book it. Orioles, -1.5. at plus 300. And we move on. Next up, White Sox, Blue Jays. So we had a plan for this game, and it shouldn't change. Now, I know the Blue Jays bullpen's been very good this year. It's been excellent. Do I have the numbers up here somewhere? I don't. Oh, did you want to go over the lineups here? Sorry, for the LA-Baltimore game. For LA, La Stella, Trout, Ohtani, Simmons, Goodwin, Calhoun, Lucroy, Bohr. Bohr's been terrible this year. Then Fletcher at last. And no Pujols. Not that that hurts them that much. For the Orioles, VR, Mancini, Smith, Ruiz, Wilkerson, Davis, Nunez, Alberto. Let's go for a score. Okay. Probably Poppy says, always want to take team total over first 5. And Brian Watson said Vladimir Putin scores 8 goals. I saw him trip on the carpet. Made me laugh out loud. Okay, White Sox, Blue Jays. I'm going to pull up the bullpen rankings here quickly. Should have had it up before. My apologies. Had everything up, but not the bullpen rankings. Here we go. The Blue Jays bullpen's been surprisingly good. Surprised us up north. We did not think this would be a strength. They've been excellent. And now it's a bullpen day for them. They're holding opponents to a 204 batting average, not allowing a lot of powerful hits, 3.34 ERA. They've been good. Rick Rodriguez, way to go. I like it. Now, Rostradamus is good hitting weather in Baltimore, but under ump. I hate when they don't line up. I hear you, Rostradamus. Gate Pasquis says he only has 2,000 RBIs. Respect. I guess all fat toes deserves a little bit of respect. I get it. Okay. Now, White Sox, Dylan Covey. I'm high on him. I know he's had a terrible career, but he's still, not old. He has 2.51 ERA with the Charlotte Knights so far this year. He knows he no longer has a job. I believe in him. Jorge Don't Play reporting to us live from Planet Fitness. Nice, Jorge. White Sox, Jays. It's a bullpen day for the Jays, and I know that they've been playing over their heads. Daniel Hudson's now starting. He's just going to open for an inning or 2 innings, maybe. The Blue Jays are doing nothing. They're not hitting. In the first inning especially, batting 156. I'm going to take the Chicago White Sox again on the -1.5. This is from Bet 365. Wow, and it's gone down. There was a bigger line before. -1.5, I'm getting plus 195. White Sox, -1.5, plus 195. Book it. Parlay Poppy saying Covey, 5-22 in MLB. Parlay Poppy saying Covey was great in AAA, but terrible in MLB. 5.4 FIP. Made improvements temporarily and thoroughly regressed towards the end of last season. Yes, there's been times I've believed in them, and it often has cost me money. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I just think the Blue Jays are awful. Let's take a look at lineups. For our Toronto Blue Jays, Sogard, Guerrero Jr., Smoke, Tellez, Grichuk, Galvis, Hernandez, Jansen, Davis. Not their worst lineup. For the White Sox, Garcia, Moncada, Abreu, Alonso, Castillo, Delmonico, Anderson, Tilson, Cordell. Okay, Nate Dogg's on the Blue Jays tonight. And I am on the White Sox -1.5 plus 195. Okay, let's keep rolling. Russell Gordy saying over the safer bet in the Blue Jays game. Let's take a quick look at what that over is. And there's Anthony L coming in. He's on, let me copy and paste it. Phillies -1, Athletics -1, Red Sox -1, Rangers first 5 plus 235. Ooh, I like it. I'm going to roll with you on the A's pick for sure. And I'm on the first 5 team total over. And I'm taking the Rangers to win for an enormous score. To win the full game. I know that there's a big advantage in the bullpen for Houston, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for the big score. Okay, let's keep rolling. Here we go. Rolling. Okay. Let's keep rolling. Okay, here we go. Miami, New York Mets. Total opens at 7.5. It's now at 7. Wheeler's become a bigger and bigger favorite, but not too much. I mean, it's big now, but I mean, the move hasn't been huge. All right, let me sorry, get to my notes quickly. And we got to speed up this pace. So basically, the games I'm not making a move on, I'm going to just kind of blow through. And this is one. I don't want to. I like Pablo Lopez. I think Lopez has a high ceiling. 1.08 whip, 39 Ks in 38 innings. Only allowed 2 home runs in 38 innings. Wheeler is a guy who's going to keep pitching better as the season goes on, but he's a huge favorite here. Now, I'm surprised that this is a 7 with the wind 11 miles per hour out to straightaway center. That surprises me. Let me see a different place for wind here with the Mets game. And it's got right to left here. See, I've got to straightaway center. Mets going with McNeil, Davis, Cano, Alonso, Conforto, Ramos, Nemo, Rosario. Marlins going with Granderson, Prado, Castro, Walker, Anderson, Alfaro, Rojas, Herrera. That's a low total. 7? Eric Jones wondering who likes the under. That's a low total. Russell Gordy liking Miami, first 5. And Raven in the Desert liking first quarter over 54.5. I'm looking forward. We're going to have very soon. Christopher Comedy says wind blowing out at City. I have it a lot. I have it going straight out, but RotoWire doesn't. Bobby Digital says, I know I've been cold lately, but everyone goes hot and cold. Really love 2 plays for it, and I'd love to hear our guy Bobby Digital. Okay, I'm staying off this. The only move I would make is the over. Over 7, it just seems too low. Wheeler 5-2, with a 1.89 ERA and 11 career starts. No one knows these teams can't hit. Okay, then I'll just stay off. Smart money on Wheeler's K's under 7.5. That's an interesting look. Dustin H wants to talk NBA right now. Very soon. Very soon. Christopher Comedy says over in Marlins Mets, both bullpens give up runs. And Russell Gordon says no, you're right. Okay. Now, I'm already on the first 5 under 4, minus 115 Yankees Rays. I couldn't get 4 at my book. I could only get 3.5. They wouldn't give me a 4. Yes, she is, Parlay Poppy. Yes, she is. Respect. Happy Mother's Day, Sonia. Should be the theme of this show today. Happy Mother's Day, Sonia Curry. Happy Mother's Day. Much love to you. I'll be thinking about you all weekend. Okay, let's keep rolling. Bobby Digital likes Reds first 5 minus a half. Dave L.A. says, yes, Jimmy, I lean over. Mets stacked with power hitters. I know, but we're not making the move. Why? Bob Bronx says, hurry, I need to leave to go protest in front of Staples Center. I get it. Okay, listen, I couldn't get 4 at my first 5 under, so I didn't bet it. I want 4. I want there to be forced. I want to force 5 runs in this Yankees Rays first 5 for me to lose. 4 runs, I want to push. I don't want to lose the bet, so I did not bet it at 3.5. But I've made it a play here at under 4. Okay, let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling. Mariners, Red Sox. I'm already on the over 10 at minus 105. Sorry, let's see what's going on here. Over 10 minus 105. See what's going on with the odds here. Quickly, Yellow G is giving a 5-1 Mets final. All right. Quickly see what's going on with the over that I took earlier. Mariners, Red Sox. Let's go to totals here. Sportsbookreview.com and SBR odds. Over 10. I could still minus 103 at 5 times. Everyone else has gone up. Pinnacle's gone up. Bet Online's at minus 115. And Alex Ramirez is on the Twins run line. I looked hard at a Twins run line. It just didn't get enough. Okay, so I'm on the over 10 and minus 105 Mariners, Red Sox. Let's keep rolling. We're going to be joined in 11 minutes by Donnie Rightside. Okay, here we go. Rangers. I'm on first 5 team total over 1.5 plus 101. See if that's moved today. Let's see if that's moved today. First half. Texas Rangers, first 5. Where are you? Right there. Oh, no, it hasn't moved. All right, I have decimals. All right, there we go. Plus 101. Hasn't moved all day. Interesting. WOB, that means the world to me. Thank you. Thank you. Your hero has pneumonia, hasn't seen the sunshine in 4 months, lives in the tropical country where everybody thinks he's around parrots and hot women. No, I'm just grinding. But may have to make an appearance at Tango India tonight, Rafa. I may have to make an appearance at Tango India. Just give the girls my best. Maybe bring a case of body wash for the girls. I like to do that. All right, let's keep rolling. Paulie D says Donnie Rightside is awesome. Yes, I'm very excited to have him on the show. He's going to start coming every Friday. We're very, very excited. Okay, Rangers, listen. Verlander is a great pitcher. I get it. But this Rangers offense can hit. And I know that the Rangers offense hitting so strong, 268, 14 OPS. The Astros are hitting harder than that. I like Lance Lynn. I think Lance Lynn wants to step up in this situation. He's had an extra day rest. I'm not going to double up here, but I'm going to go for a score. Lance LaRose, thank you. That is so kind. There's my big guy, Bubba. He said, what up, Jimmy? Big oops last night with my 2 closeout picks. The booze helped the losses, and your show got me back excited for the day. Absolutely. Okay. That's right, WLB. Smashing bottles and salutes. Like RoboCop. Yes, Bobby Digital. Yeah, Paulie D, I get it. Dave LA says, can Rafa make an appearance? Yeah, absolutely, Rafa can make an appearance. You know, when you're going to have to wait. Wait when Lucrative Larry comes in, maybe we'll get Rafa to make an appearance. But that's up to Rafa. But I'd like him to make an appearance. Paco Healy wants to see Rafa too. Rafa, you might have to make a quick appearance. You down with that? Quick appearance. They're asking for you. You want to come out and just say what up. My boy Rafa. Going to a Costa Rican hip-hop concert in a week and a half. Here's my guy right here. No, we got to get deeper. Oh, there he is! That's my guy, Rafa, my producer. He's on the 1s and 2s behind the glass. All right. I'm on the Texas Rangers. -1.5 at plus 350. Texas Rangers. I guess, you know what? I guess this is the one where I don't have to go for that. Because even on the money line, I only need the Rangers to win this game. And so of my 3 dogs in the dog spots I'm talking about, it's the other 2 that have to win by 1.5. All I need is the Rangers to win, and I cash. So you know what? This will be the one that I won't take on the -1.5. I'll just take it on the money line. Let me just see what that money line is. Look, Donnie Rightside in the chat. Love it. Flipper13 said, Jimmy, can you bring some Tango India on the show as a guest? You know, that's possible. They're not shy. They don't shy away from cameras. Well, they shy away from my cell phone. But whatever. Okay, let's go. Rangers, Texas Rangers, money line. Yeah, there's no need to do this. There's no need to do this. This is enough for me. I'm going to take the plus 250 to 5 dimes is hanging. I'm taking Texas Rangers full game. It's the other ones. Let's see. First shot is Tommy saying, Jimmy, take the over. No, I'm the whole idea is that Lance Lynn throws a gem. CT Bays is on the Rangers money line too. My whole idea is that Lance Lynn throws a gem. Okay, let's keep rolling. Tigers, Twins. Listen, I know why everyone's on the Twins. They're a very good baseball team. Odorizzi's pitching incredibly well. Maybe he's taking hot yoga. I don't know. He's pitching very well, but I can't find value here. The -1 doesn't make enough sense to me. And I know Tyson Ross is a fade. The team total over is plus minus or 5.5. I can't do it. So, yes, I agree. The Twins are very likely to win here, but I don't see it. I don't see how to get a value situation, so I'm off it. Now let's go to Phillies Royals. Arrieta Bailey. We got to get through these games fast. I want to have talked to at least all of them, and then when Donnie talks about his games, we can just kind of listen to him and already have briefly talked about them. Phillies Royals. Arrieta Bailey. I know people backing Bailey, and I get it. He's not just an auto fade. Phillies open -138. There's been a 5-cent move towards him at Bet Online. Go to totals quickly. Jorge, don't play. I get it. I absolutely get it. Jorge, don't play. I'm on the Tigers. Jimmy, like I said, round ball, round bet. Jorge, I got that -1 calculator for you. I was trying to find you on Twitter, but I didn't have enough time. But I got the calculator for you to make the -1s. Okay. Phillies Royals, this total's been strange. Open at 9.5, bet down to 9. 60 Fahrenheit, 5 miles per hour in. Both teams are hitting righties pretty hard. Arrieta's pitching terribly, 5.29 ERA over his last 3 starts. I'm not going to back the Phillies as a big road favorite here. Royals bats have been impressive. Donnie Rightside. We should just get Donnie Rightside in the chat now. We can't leave an all-star on the bench. Or sorry, get him on the show now. Just got this all-star on the bench right now, man. Get him in. Get him in. Rafa, if you holler at Donnie, we need him. If he's going to be around, let's get him on the show. Ron Loftus said, whatever happened to Sonny Vega, could use a good laugh. Sonny's okay. He's going to be back in action in no time. Just wanted to take a little break. Pirates, Cardinals, Trevor Williams, Adam Wainwright. I love Trevor Williams, but the Cardinals see him all the time, and the Cardinals hit him all the time. Cardinals hitting 271, 79, 04 OPS for righties. 17 runs in the season opener without hitting a home run. Goldschmidt got off the schneid. He hadn't hit an extra base hit since April 24th. 136 batting average last 11 games. Wainwright, I don't trust. I don't trust either of these guys. Russell Gordy says, love KC first 5, Jimmy. Interesting. I don't trust either of these guys. Trevor Williams, Adam Wainwright. Let's see what the total is. We cashed easily on that over yesterday. Do we go right back to the well? 8.5. See what the weather is. Mostly cloudy. Trevor Williams, when I don't know if he's going to have a good start, he pitches spectacularly well. He's a hard guy to figure out. I like his stuff. Went 1-1, 3.74 ERA. Faced them 6 times last season. Went 2-2, 4.94 ERA. Wow, that's tough. That's tough. Okay, so we have Padres, Rockies, Indian Athletics. I want to jump on the A's. We have Braves, Diamondbacks, Nationals, Dodgers. I'm already on the Reds. So those games we haven't talked about. Maybe Donnie wants to talk about those games. If not, I will bring them up to him. But we can't keep an all-star on the bench, Donnie. I see you in the chat, and I'm like, get this guy on the show. What a treat it is to have Donnie Rightside with us this Friday afternoon, coming into evening. I guess evening for you, Donnie. What am I saying? You're 2 hours ahead of me. Thank you so much for joining us, Donnie Rightside. How are you doing this Friday evening?
Doing good, man. End of a long week and looking to cash in on some tickets, hopefully tonight. Good Major League Baseball card. But how about my Philadelphia 76ers actually showing up, Jimmy, and getting off the carpet and going Game 7 with We the North?
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's extremely exciting. Our whole city is pins and needles nervous about it. Very nervous. Saw the line came out at 6. What do you think about the total low, too, 209? Do you have any early lean on that Giant Game 7?
Yeah, you know what's interesting, Jimmy? We did the show this morning on that betting show, both me and Teddy. And one of the more interesting numbers that I've seen in a long time, there's been I guess if I do simple math here, 133 Game 7s in the NBA. The home team in Game 7, just straight up, forget about the line, 105-28. So if you're a road team stepping into that, that's just about 80% just from being on your home court. And the Sixers, we all know, don't play that well in Toronto outside of the win that they had in Game 2. That's one of the more astounding stats I've ever seen in any sport.
That is incredible. I mean, in hockey as well, the home team does so well in Game 7s, but nothing like that number. You guys showed a lot of heart. Jimmy Butler is, like they say, he's the adult in the gym. He's playing great. Embiid looked better. Siakam is hurt. We're nervous. We're extremely nervous. We have a rich, rich history of losing, Donnie. So I'm nervous, absolutely nervous. Okay, so you don't have a lean at this point in that big Game 7 for us?
I mean, look, I thought last night I would have went 1-1 yesterday, thinking that the Trailblazers would extend the series, which they did. But how many times you see it, Jimmy? Like, you lose by 36 points in Game 5. I know Joel Embiid is sick, but sometimes you just don't get up or recover from that and just lay down, and which I was really surprised how well the Sixers played. You saw them get out to that early lead, and then Toronto makes that little bit of a charge. But Jimmy Butler, yes, if you watch last year with the Sixers in the playoffs, they won the first-round series against the Miami Heat. But then in that Celtics series, everybody ran away from the basketball, and it's nice to have somebody like Jimmy Butler that says, I don't give a damn if I'm going to miss this shot, but I certainly want to take this shot. And that could mean big things coming in Game 7. But the one thing that's really interesting is how damn good Kawhi Leonard is at basketball, Jimmy. My goodness.
Wow. And I hope that everybody up north enjoys it enormously, because we may only have a few games left of his ability. And, the whole thing's been difficult. It's difficult when now, some people do believe he's coming back, and I'm not one of them. But I digress. We're very nervous. That Sunday, especially if the Rockets win tonight, is shaping up to be one of the greatest days in NBA history. 3 Game 7s. I mean, it's just going to be absolutely spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Well, let's get to work on this MLB card, Donnie Rightside, and I want you to lead us in. I don't want to push you into which game. I want to hear what games you want to talk about, what angles you are looking at. What's the first game on the docket, Donnie?
Yeah, interesting card tonight. I was listening in a little bit before I was jumping in here live on the show and looking at a couple tomato can type games, and you certainly have that one in Baltimore. And I actually like where you're coming from here. Now, taking the run line -1.5 at home, they obviously if the game is tied in extra innings, you probably would end up losing that. But it's going to be a little bit of rainy conditions. The wind's blowing out at 75 miles an hour, 7.5 miles an hour. But the one interesting thing is you don't really have a pitching matchup on either side that's going to dominate except runs are expected to be scored. I actually liked your angle coming in there saying, hey, look, if they're going to win the game, why not take the extra meat on the bone and take it almost plus 2-1?
Yeah, I just when I've got 3 dogs that I like, and I just need one of them. Either the Rangers to win outright just by 1 run, or the White Sox or Orioles to win by more than a run, and it covers all the dog action. And I've been making the mistake, and I always do in baseball, and I do with horses as well. Like you make the mistake where you say, yeah, that is the better team, or yes, that is the better horse. But you're going to lose if you keep getting that kind of juice, or you keep taking those big favorites. And so I'm trying to put lipstick on pigs. And from the Rangers' perspective, I've always been high on Lance Lynn. It's so funny that 2 of these pitchers, Covey and Lynn, they've cost me a lot of money in the past.
Yeah.
But I've seen them step up in situations, especially Lance Lynn. I love Lance Lynn in pinstripes. I thought he was the perfect guy to step on the mound for the Yankees. He's cocky, he's brash, he's a dick. I think this is a nice spot. I think he can step up against Verlander. But back to the Orioles spot, yeah, I also kind of like Straley at times, and I know that he's got some bad peripherals, but when he's at home and with last year with the Marlins, I thought there was always value when he was pitching at home. And I know this is a new club for him, but I'm going to back him here. Cahill looks terrible of late. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's a couple. I like the word that you use. I use it quite a bit. Sometimes in Major League Baseball, you got to lie down with those dogs with fleas in order to come up with some gems. One of them I'm looking at here is going to be in Flushing tonight. That's Florida and the New York Mets. Now, on the paper here, why would you even be looking at the Miami Marlins at this point? It seems like everybody gets fat and healthy against them. But teams that are running hot going up against the Marlins will thrash them. Here's what I'm looking at. The Mets coming home after an extended road trip, not playing very well, losers of 5 of 6. Zach Wheeler, yeah, we get it. He throws 100 miles an hour, but he can be touched up a little bit. If we take a look at some of just the simple numbers here, taking a look between both pitchers, Lopez is a 4.03 ERA, not the greatest in the world, but his peripherals there when you take a look at his FIP, which is only 2.79, which is outstanding, and then you take a look at his xFIP, Jimmy, it's 3.67. That's elite class. Now, I get it. The Miami bats aren't that good, but taking a look at the Mets, time and time again, I've been burned more by the Mets over the past 5 years than any other baseball team in major leagues because it seems like their bats just go absolutely dormant against guys they should hit. I think it's going to be a lower scoring type game, and I'll be more than happy to take the plus 166 with the Marlins here on the road, figuring that both of these pitchers match up quite well with each other. And I'm just going to say, you know what? I don't think the Mets have woken up yet, and I'll take the big dog here with the Marlins.
That's such an exciting play. I'm pretty high on Pablo Lopez. I find that such an exciting play. Wow, I like it. I like that big dog. I find that so appealing. Dave L.A. talking about Australia said dead last versus right-handed batters. Well, who's he got to worry about? Trout, Simmons, Luke Roy, Fletcher? I mean, that's just 4 of the 9. Could be in much worse situations than that. So, but I think that's a very appealing spot. CT Bay saying Mets run line, but I get it. You're getting a huge plus line. This Mets team isn't hitting. We went over the lineups, and is that really that much better of a lineup the Mets are putting out? Marlins going with Granderson, Prado, Castro, Walker, Anderson, Alfaro, Rojas, Herrera. The Mets going with McNeil, Davis, Cano, Alonso, Conforto, Ramos, Nemo, Rosario. I find that extremely appealing. I'm very close to jumping on that with you. Yeah,
Jimmy, you know what else is a pretty good one there, too? Because you're getting a big dog, which usually when you say, I mean, the Mets are a better baseball team overall than the Marlins. So if you give them a full 9 innings, usually the cream is going to rise to the top and maybe clip you in that ball game. You can even take a look, and I haven't checked in the last half hour, but if you were looking just at first 5 innings here, Jimmy, you can actually get first 5 innings run line at 5 dimes plus a half, still at plus 105. And I'm looking at this game as being one of those where maybe the Marlins don't hit, and maybe the Mets don't hit. 1-1, 2-2, heck, 0-0 after 5. You come down with the winner and take plus 105 out of it.
Oh, it's such a good way of looking at it. Yeah, plus a half right now. You're getting plus 101 at Bookmaker, but plus 100 everywhere else. Heritage, Bet Online, 5 dimes. If you want to just go pick them, it's plus 150. Oh, wow, Donnie. Let's take a quick look at the bullpens here for each squad.
Mhm.
Take a look at mine, because I know Miami started off the year so terribly, and they're still terrible. What a terrible ERA, terrible opponent's batting average. They look awful. They're ranked 27th in the league in just ERA alone. And the Mets bullpen has been almost as bad. I mean, I guess they're a run better. Opponents hitting 244 against them. Do you feel like the Mets have that big of an advantage when it comes to the bullpen?
I don't know if it's that big of an advantage, but I think, sooner or later the Mets are going to wake up because when you look at their lineup on paper and just the names in it, it's clearly better than what the Marlins are. I'm just looking at it from one of those perspectives, Jimmy, that says, you know what? Wheeler makes one bad pitch in the first 5 innings and a 2-run shot goes out to Granderson, who, either he strikes out or hits a home run. I'm just looking for a lower scoring game because, hey, if the Mets come out and roll, Jimmy, 5-0 after 5, obviously the Marlins are coming back. But I see that type of lower scoring game through the first 5 innings because, again, both of these pitchers have pretty good numbers with their xFIPs lined up. I'm just going to take a shot that says, you know what? It's very rare in an instance where you get 2 pitchers who I think are on an equal caliber playing field. And you can still take the half run, which again means 1-1, 0-0, 2-2. You win that bet, and you're still taking plus money. It's not like you're laying 130, 135 in order to get that run line.
Oh, I love it, Donnie. I think this is just a spectacular breakdown, and I'm going to tail immediately. I'm just going to quickly check if there's anything better than the plus 101, and there is not in the books that we use here. I love that. I just think it was a great breakdown. And, oh, wow, there it is. No, that's minus 1 over, sorry. Yeah, I love it. I'm in. Count me in. I'm going to take the Marlins first 5 plus a half, led by Donnie Rightside at plus 101, available at Bookmaker. Great breakdown. Win or lose. Great breakdown. Very exciting. And I'm in. All right. What's next, Donnie? I'm pumped.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take another shot at another dog here. Now, sometimes you get scared from the previous day's performance. Like we take a look at the Philadelphia Phillies winning 5-0 over St. Louis, and you go, ooh, now would be a tasty shot to get him. Musgrove's in town. Pittsburgh should be able to hang with them. They get pasted 17-4. So usually the gambler in us takes a look, Jimmy, in our head and says, man, I don't want to go against a team that just raked 17 runs. They're hot at the plate, but I'm going to go against it today. Trevor Williams usually sneaky a little bit when you take a look at his overall numbers. And if you take a look at Wainwright, still hasn't got back to what his form was just a couple years ago. Just looking at the ERAs alone, Williams is a little bit better, but I like to get a little bit deeper into that. 3.32 with a FIP, 4.35 for Williams, which isn't bad, but when you take a look at Wainwright's FIP, it's over a 5 and then a 4.73 xFIP. Now, the one thing that I really like is you try to isolate some situations because when you're taking dogs, usually you're not taking the better team. So you try to find some angles that might work in your favor over the long term. So if we just look at pitcher versus pitcher matchup and you go with maybe just say a first 5 innings wager, you're going to have the bats for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Jimmy. 6 out of the 8 eligible hitters are going to come from the left-hand side. Why is that important? Weighted on-base average to batters from Wainwright's perspective, Jimmy, a 441. So if you're going to give me 6 left-handed bats against Wainwright, I'm going to take my shot with a dog here saying, you know what? Maybe one of those 2 guys lights him up and puts one in the seats, and you can hang on. As opposed to more of going with a full game perspective, I think maybe a little bit of sharp play here to take that plus money in the first 5 and just match Wainwright up against all those left-handed bats from the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, it's such a good call. It's such a good call because the bullpen, which we thought was going to be a strength of the Pirates, has fallen apart. They just put Keon Kayla on the IL, and he's their big arm back there. You're absolutely right. Let's see, and you're getting a big plus 135 here. Let's just take a peek at what we get plus a half here.
Yeah, plus a half run I was getting before we came on, Jimmy, a minus 105. So still relatively cheap. Again, one of those situations where isn't it nice it's tied up after 5? You still pull down the winner. Or if it's, how many times have you been in this situation in a 5-inning wager? It's 3-2, a guy on third base. Ooh, I hope he doesn't score so I push. Well, he scores, you still win. So you're still getting some moderate value. And I think you have a nice little angle that you can edge in. And hey, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But that's the reason why you take dogs, not because you're just taking a flyer. You're saying, you know what? I could see this possibly happening here.
Joe Anisi says, love first 5 pit, I'm on it. Eric Jones says, Trevor's 0 for 2, first 5, no pit. David Lice says, Cardinals just has the Pirates number. I love backing teams after they get completely destroyed and blown out. Tomarino Tomor got me on it last year when I first came down to SBR. And anytime in NBA, any team that lost by 30 points, he wouldn't even cap it. I mean, he would cap it. I shouldn't say he wouldn't cap it, but he would just take them no matter what next game. And it was just working and working and working. I like this. I think this makes a ton of sense. You're getting the plus half. Now, it's gone up. It's gotten worse. It's a plus half right now. First 5 is minus 110. But
There we go. We're getting that money, Jimmy. There we go. See that? All right.
I still see a ton of value in this whole breakdown. I like Trevor Williams. He just sees the Cardinals so often. In my head, though, I thought that, so Wainwright, 13-7 in career against Pirates, 4.45 ERA. Not very good. In my head, he'd been touched last year. And 2-2, 4.94 ERA. He's got this sneaky ability. I mean, he throws with no velocity, but he's so smart. I like it. Let's just see if we can just take a quick look at the lineups quickly that we've got approved. We do confirm lineups for Pittsburgh: Frazier, Marte, Cabrera, Bell, Reynolds, Moran, Cervelli, Tucker, Williams. And then for the Cards, Carpenter, Goldschmidt, DeYoung, Ozuna, Martinez, Molina, Fowler, Wong. I mean, they got 17 runs without a home run last game. That hasn't been done since 2012. Matt Carpenter is getting hot, and that's a big problem for Trevor Williams. Matt Carpenter's 8 for 19 in his career off Williams with 3 home runs. But I still like that breakdown so much. And you would rather have the plus half at minus 110 than the push if you tie, or going for a plus 135 score. You still think you would still take that plus half?
I would probably still take that there. It's always nice to have an extra. It's almost like having an extra run in your pocket. And also, if you're just looking at that first 5, Jimmy, it's a great call by you, because the one thing that can touch up Trevor Williams is from the left-handed side. Matt Carpenter, he should have success tonight. There's no question about it. But when we look at the lineup, Jimmy, and slide it down, Dexter Fowler's going to come from the left-hand side, and Colton Wong. That's it. Just 3 left-handed batters in that lineup. When you take a look at the right side of that lineup, which will be 5 batters, and you try to take a look overall at what Williams does versus them, weighted on base average, Jimmy, 261 to right-handed batters. Keep in mind, in Major League Baseball, 320 is about the average. He handles his business against the righties, not so much the lefties. So if you can keep Carpenter off the base pass, you might be able to get through that murderer's row in the mid-order there of right-handers. He does pretty well against them.
Oh God, I'm just salivating over here. Eric Jones is going right up against us with Cards first 5, says book it. But I find this extremely appealing. I am in Pirates first 5 plus a half at minus 110. One of the things that Dave LA was telling me to do more is like take the Dogs first 5 plus a half run. He's been very successful with it. I am in. I've jumped in. I'm following Donnie's lead once again. You know, it's funny, Donnie. We have lots of MLB cappers come on here, and I don't get so excited. These last 2 I find extremely appealing angles. Extremely appealing angles. All right, what's next? Feel like getting the candy store.
Yep, I got one more next in the nice little 3-pack, Jim. Let's go late night action. And instead of taking a look at sides like we've been doing here, we're going to go with a total in this one. That's going to be Washington and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Obviously, Sanchez versus Maeda. When you just take a look at the numbers here, ERA's bad on both sides, 5.15, 4.66. When you take a look at the FIPS, Jimmy, 4.39, 4.79, not good. And then when you take a look at the XFIPS, which I like to use even more than the first 2 factors, 5.30 and 4.74. Now, when we look at this, I always like to take the optics. I love when it's an even number and it's low, like 8. So you say to yourself, can each one of these ball clubs get 4 runs? That's an automatic winner, obviously with the number being 9. And if you end up, 5-3, you're still going to get the victory anyway. 8's always a sweet number to have. If we take a look at the lineup, which I think should be able to get over 8, and look at it from a Los Angeles Dodgers perspective, you're going to have 5 left-handed batters in the lineup tonight for the Los Angeles Dodgers as we anticipate on what their future lineup is going to be. Anibal Sanchez, Jimmy, 405 weighted on base average versus team launch angle. You've watched him pitch. He's not overpowering. He thinks it's funny when he throws that curveball at 69 miles an hour. The Dodgers are going to catch up with this. And the nice thing for Washington, who's been dormant on offense, you get Anthony Rendon back in the 3 spot. Howie Kendrick looks like he's right back in order from where he was a couple years ago. I think you can get a couple runs out of the Nationals as well. But I think the Dodgers, if you want to take Dodgers team total, I think it works out really well. But I like this game over 8. There's no reason each one of these teams can't draw to 4-4 in this one.
Yeah, I am Maxman says Dodgers team total over is the way I was looking. But Kenta Maeda, I think I would rather have both teams. I know the Nationals have been terrible offensively, and they're terrible against righties, 234, 692 OPS. We know Dodgers smash righties. But Maeda looks so vulnerable. He looks so bad, giving up at least 4 runs, 3 of his past 5 outings, walked at least 3 batters in 4 of his past 6. He was touched up by a lot of these guys in the 2016 National League Division Series. Give up 4 runs in 3 innings. I mean, are you concerned about the Nationals' bats? would you rather have both teams' offense because both pitchers are vulnerable?
I would rather have both because, I mean, it's not like we're getting like Walker Buehler or Kershaw's on the mound, Jimmy. I'm like, whoa, you know what? Let's just go Dodgers team total and let's not worry about it. But you're right. When you look at that, you're going to get a full 9 at-bats from Washington. Let's not forget, last night, when they put up 6 runs last night, we're only looking, I think even if Washington just gets to 3, you're still going to get this because just the way Anibal Sanchez is, they're going to connect on him tonight. And lefties are his downfall, and they got 5 or 6 that are going to be popped into the lineup once that actually comes out. And 8's not a terrible number. We're looking at maybe, 9 or 9.5. You say, you know what, that's going to be a little bit too much. But there's no reason why both these teams can't jump. And let's just say after 5 innings, 3-2 or 4-2 or something in that range. Even the first 5 innings over I like as well, but full game even more so. Washington's bullpen stinks. I just think the Dodgers are going to carry this one at the plate.
I do too. DJ Big Boss saying fading Dodgers bats until they prove me wrong. Interesting. Vaughn Burgess, Lance LaRose, liking the Dodgers run the line. Dave LA says Dodgers should win tonight by 3 or 4 runs. Parlay Poppy agreeing on this over. I think all 3 of these plays are extremely appealing. Flipper 13 saying Nats again first 5 tonight. Yeah, I find all 3 of your plays extremely appealing. I'm jumping on this as well. Over 8, minus 110. I mean, very little movement on this total. 68 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 4 miles per hour out to right. Josh Minnie says Justin Turner and Hernandez resting. Let's take a look at who we think is going to be in this lineup.
Yeah, you want the lefties in. You want as many lefties as you get in. So if Justin Turner is going to sit that one out, obviously he's from the right side of the plate. Great hitter still. You probably would want him in there. But if they're going to replace him with a lefty, even better.
Yeah, and for lefties, we got Peterson, Seager, Bellinger, Muncy, Vertigo. I like it. I'm sold. I'm absolutely sold. Nationals over 8 at minus 110. Donnie, I have you for 2 more minutes, so I just wanted to touch on some of these games that we didn't hammer in the beginning.
Yes.
I am on the Reds minus 1 with Luis Castillo. Something's wrong with Derek Rodriguez, and I'm going to take advantage of that. I got the money line minus 136, the run line minus 1.5 at plus 130. And then the only games we haven't really hammered that I just wanted, is this one, I guess. Well, we didn't really talk much about Padres, Rockies, Lauer, Marquez. I don't really want to make a move on this game. I know that Marquez is overvalued at home. He's not that good at home. And Lauer could do some damage. Rockies are getting hot right now. And then with the Julio Teheran and Greinke throwing so slow, when he gets hit, he's got 8 home runs allowed in 50 innings, but still 5-1, 3.42. I'm hesitant. I never really know what Teheran's going to give us. But here's a move I want to make. I want to take the Athletics on the minus 1 line here with Frankie Montas. I've loved the way he's looked this year. And let me just quickly see how much this line has changed. Frankie Montas and the A's opened at minus 148. So there's been an 8-cent move towards the A's. I know. So we got Cody Anderson, who's kind of a question mark. He's coming off 2 different Tommy Johns in 2017 and 2018. He's going to have his family in the audience tonight, hoping that he was 4 runs to it, 3 walks on 2/3 of an inning. I feel like the Indians are scraping the bottom of the barrel, just praying that they might be able to use Cody Anderson. And I'm liking the A's here with Frankie Montas. Do you have any feel on this game?
Yeah, I can't oppose you on those. I like the first 2 you brought up because when you look at Castillo versus Rodriguez, look, we know both of these teams. Nick Senzel coming up was fantastic for the Reds, sort of gave him a boost in the arm. And that looks like Buster Posey's not even going to be in the lineup, for at least a week on the concussion IL protocol list, whatever they call it in Major League Baseball. But when you take a look at it from that perspective, like Castillo, 1.97 ERA, 2.87 FIP, 3.17 against a team that already struggles to hit. Let's not forget, we're not playing in Colorado in this game. You're playing in San Francisco. So if you tell me first off over the first 6 innings, San Francisco will be lucky to get 2 runs. I agree with you on the Reds. Now, the one thing I think is one of the bigger blowouts on the card, but we're in the same boat there, Jimmy, when you take a look at what's actual value. Colorado with Marquez. Marquez is one of the most underrated pitchers in baseball. The guy pitches in Colorado and has an ERA under 3.5 with a FIP of 3.69 and an xFIP of 3.33. They should lay the wood to the Padres. But then again, say, hey, I'm just going to lay 170, 175. Not really the greatest thing in the world to do. Even if you're looking at first 5 innings, it's such a big mismatch. Even if you lay a half run, you're still going to be paying like 140 or 145. But both of those games should win, Jimmy, honestly.
Yeah. I just don't trust Marquez at home for some reason. He's so spectacular on the road. The real one I just wanted to be pushed in the right direction to is this Frankie Montas A's spot. I feel like with all the injuries that the Indians have, they're just scraping the bottom of the barrel. And it's funny. You try not to let your heart get involved or to care about some of these players you're fading. Cody Anderson, 2 different Tommy Johns, and now he's pitching in front of his family. This might be his last chance.
Yeah, how long is he going in that? Is he just going to open this game? Because I looked at his previous statistics. I mean, he doesn't really go that far at all. And even when you look at his expected numbers, they're so god awful that maybe you hope if you're back in Cleveland, he only goes 1 inning. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know what he said that they wanted him to go 3 innings last start, and he was incapable of doing it. So that to me makes me think that if he gets off to an okay start, they'd love it if he could go 4. I've
been watching Cleveland as most people have. When you look at the names in the lineup, Cleveland's a really good ball club. They just haven't put it together at the plate yet, and you're going to a atmosphere in Oakland where, look, there's expanded foul grounds. You're going to lose an out or 2 just by foul balls. It's not the greatest hitting ballpark. And when you take a look at Montas's numbers, most people don't say, oh, who's Frankie Montas? 2.75 ERA, 3.59 FIP, 3.83 xFIP. They should win this ball game. All they have to do is put up a couple runs. Oakland should win this ball club here. Maybe if you're looking, Jimmy, about how bad Anderson's been, why not just take a first 5? Because if you're expecting him to get blown up, why even worry about the bullpens in this game? If he's going to exit in this game early or only pitch 3 innings, he's probably given up 3 runs already.
Yeah, it's an interesting look. I expect him to have, obviously, it's easy to say, a much better start than he did last time. Looking at these bullpens, Cleveland's bullpen has been very good, and they're going to be tested here. Oakland's bullpen's been disappointing, trying to not pitching very well. You're probably right. Let me just quickly see, but then I would have to take -0.5. I'll stick with the full game here and the A's, but I can definitely understand that look. Donnie, spectacular work, man. What an asset you are to the show. Thank you so much for joining us, man. That was just straight fire. Where can we catch you on Twitter, and what shows you got coming up?
Yeah, as usual, at Rightside VP on the channels. You see me all the time here at SBR. That betting show, me and Teddy do a show, usually gets produced and be out by 4 o'clock Eastern every day, as well as I do a radio show with sportsbookreview.com, 3 to 4 o'clock Eastern on WCKG Radio out of Chicago, 1530 AM, 102.3. But hey, Fridays, Jimmy, we like to hang out now. Let's make it a thing. We'll have some fun every Friday here.
Oh, man, that sounds so good to us. Thank you so much for joining us. That is Donnie Rightside coming in. That was just straight fire. Wow, great work, great stats. God, great analysis. Absolutely loved it. And I tailed 3. All 3 of his plays, I just jumped all over. Okay, we got a lot to talk about. Let's bring in our NBA expert. We got King Rail in the house joining us live from Las Vegas, Nevada on this Friday evening. I guess Friday afternoon over there. Thank you so much for joining us, King. Man, this is a big game for our futures. And I have so many questions to ask you. But before I ask you them, let me first say thank you for joining us. How are you doing today?
What's up, Jimmy? Thank you for having me on, man. No hat today, man. I didn't have a Rockets hat, man, so I couldn't throw no hat on today. So I'm basically free-balling it with the head today. But thank you for having me on. And y'all see it in the back? Yeah, I'm trolling. What's up, Jimmy?
I like it. My lungs can't take it, but I like it. Okay, King, let me ask you this. A lot of sharp analysis from guys I respect are on the Warriors' money line tonight. They're saying that the Warriors needed motivation. They didn't have motivation this year. Boogie comes in. Oh, we could get a ring for Boogie. Was that motivation? Sort of. Now, with KD out, the Warriors will be getting the motivation that they need. I look at it like, come on. This is a very good Rockets club. I know Chris Paul's not playing very well. This is a very, very good basketball team. And now they don't have KD to worry about. I think the Rockets take care of business and then take care of business in Game 7. Now, part of me is that's a fan that wants to get paid. But what is this the motivation the Warriors have been looking for? Because I see this KD injury as giving us a enormous opportunity for our futures to cash. Do you think this motivation is going to push Curry? And are you very worried about the Warriors tonight?
Man, hey, I don't know what it is. I don't know who's worse right now, if it's Lakers fans or Warriors fans. Man, Warriors just think this team is just obsolete. They can't lose to nobody. They can't be weakened at all. KD was a Superman. I don't care what Warriors say. And I got some inside info that I brought it up to you. I think it was on my show when I came on with you. When Curry said that bullshit in the huddle, I mean, at the end of the game where he said, oh, when KD got hurt, all the guys looked around and was smiling and was happy, and like it's our moment now. I heard that pissed off KD. And if KD don't come back to this series and Golden State don't advance, I doubt KD will be back in Golden State. And that's some shit that I heard from a person who is really, really close with the Golden State Warriors organization. I mean, damn close. I heard that pissed off KD. The Warriors are 26-1 last 27s without KD. And this is the first time, Jimmy, they've been a dog this big since they had Steve Kerr as their coach. They've never been a dog this big at all. But when you go down this thing, Jimmy, and you start capping this game and you start looking at it, man, I mean, Curry really hasn't had a good series over here. Last game he put up 27, game before that, I think he had, I didn't write that one down. I know last game he had 27, game before that I think he had like 17, but he really hasn't been putting up them big-ass numbers like you would think he would. And Clay's been playing great like a role player out there. He's been doing his role things, but KD is just so tall. The man, KD 29 game one, 35 game one, 29 game two, 46 and 34 game 3 and 4. You're losing to 6'9" for a man that can grab the rebound, also defend. You're missing length out there. The one thing people aren't saying that I'm surprised that people, I guess when you like somebody, you look past all their flaws. When I look right now into this game, everybody's saying Philadelphia doesn't have a bench. Well, Jimmy, in your opinion, do the Warriors have a bench? Because I don't see a bench over there for the Warriors.
I see a bench that's not being utilized. I don't know if it's not being utilized properly by D'Antoni, or I see options on the bench that have not been used. My big problem with the Houston Rockets is Chris Paul. It's CP3 he's the answer. And he was the answer to this series last year. He went down and they lost. When I want to talk about prop bets here, but at first when this total went from 211.5 and it kept climbing and climbing, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense early. Now that it's getting up to 215.5, I'm starting to think, this might be a nice live bet under if they start scoring a lot early, because how could the Warriors have more options offensively or do a better job offensively without KD on the floor? Is it possible?
Nobody's on that bench is taking more than 10 shots all series besides Sean Livingston. Nobody is taking more than 10 shots besides Sean Livingston. I think Looney might be exactly at 10. I know Livingston has shot the ball 16 times. Nobody else has. The Rockets bench, they've all been in this game. They all could knock down threes. And the one thing that nobody is talking about is the fact that if they get in foul trouble as well. Curry leads the Golden State Warriors with 20 fouls in this series. He's fouling a lot. And you mentioned his finger being hurt. He goes out. If Green goes out, if Clay goes out for a little bit, who do you put in there to score? These guys haven't been playing minutes like that. I mean, the Stars have to play lots of minutes tonight, but they get in foul trouble. Who steps in? McKinney come in to start scoring? If we're going to start counting on him to get us baskets, is it going to be, what's the big man name? Bogut? Is Bogut going to come in and give us 20 points? I doubt that shit. If the Rockets get off early, Jimmy, like I think they are. I mean, the first quarter -3 is the lead for me. I haven't taken it yet, but I think I'm going to hop on it as soon as I get off of here with you. I think Rockets win this game, man, from start to finish. I'm not saying Curry won't show up and can't play, but before the Rockets were scheming, and people are underestimating the Rockets' defense. Ever since the draft, ever since the All-Star break, about 2 weeks after that, Rockets have been playing great defense. We watched them battle back the other day. They were down by 20 multiple times in that game almost, and fought back and still cashed for us. No game in this series has been a blowout. I think we might finally get our first blowout tonight. The fact that KD's not out there, Golden State not understanding what they're missing. They're missing the length, rebounds, and the Rockets don't have to worry about, we on the run, and now KD came and dropped a quick 3 on us. Or KD ran down here and got an and one. They don't have to worry about none of that shit no more. They just have to focus on Curry and Clay. And Curry got enough things going on right now with his wife in the all around floating around the shit she's saying, with him not shooting well. There's a lot of pressure on this back, man. Everybody thinking he's gonna walk in there with no pressure, man. They got pressure.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. And sorry, I was thinking you were talking about the Rockets bench, and you were talking about the Warriors bench, which is non-existent. I mean, talk about non-existent. When they lose Boogie, they're counting on Bogut, and Bogut's not played in the association in a long time because he's not good enough, not because he wants to go to Australia and be a superstar. But I've had questions with the way the Rockets bench is being used. it's been strange to me. We know that Kenneth Faried is a guy that you got to keep sort of emotionally involved, and he's played 5 minutes in the second round. He was gone game 5 for personal reasons, so he's basically gone from this team. And there was times this year where he looked really good. I feel like D'Antoni's not involved the Houston bench, parts of the bench properly, and now their bench is questionable, but much deeper team. I think the Warriors are in huge trouble. But then we got Ski Profit in the chat, our guy Ski Profit, and he thinks the Warriors are now going to win this series without KD. I mean, I talked to Zach Jones. He was like, man, now they have a reason to step up. Watch them do it. They're going to win without KD. And I'm hearing that from a ton of people. I'm hearing that from more people than they're saying, look, the Rockets are going to win now.
I've been in the book all day, Jimmy. I've been hanging out at the Sportsbook, man. That's something I ain't got to do in a long time. I've been hanging out at the Sportsbook all morning. I got up, got dressed, dropped everybody off, man. I had to do nothing today. I've been just hanging out in the Sportsbook all day long. I watch people come in and put money on Golden State. I mean, 64% of the bets at William Hill are on Golden State tonight. And the line ain't moved whatsoever. And my shit's still sitting at a 7. That kind of confuses me a little bit. Golden State being the dog like they are, by this big of a spread confuses me a little bit. KD really does, but then you look at it, he does mean that much to this team. He's their best player. I don't understand what Golden State Warriors fans are seeing, our backers are seeing. People hopping on the money line. This game is in Houston, y'all. Houston. You don't think the Rockets know what has to be done right here? They don't understand the severity of this matchup in this game tonight. I'm not saying they'll cover the 7. I think it will be a blowout, though. But this game is huge to Houston. And I don't think Golden State Warriors are prepared for this. I don't think they really understand how good they had it with KD on the floor.
The whole thing, it's perplexing. I mean, we're talking about the number one offensive weapon in the entire league. And Warriors fans and Warriors backers are like, don't worry, watch this. Are you kidding me? Now, they could be right. And look at, if you want to talk about what the books are, the sharpest book of them all has been hanging a 7.5 all day. Sharpest book of them all is worried that Houston's going to run away with this. I think this is Cody AV saying Dubs finish it tonight. Super Alpha Fitness saying KD not worth 5 points. Ski Prophet saying they give KD the ball because he can get baskets, not because they have to. Man,
they have to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They have to. With the fact that Curry has not been Curry, if you guys go back and watch these games, yeah, people get 20 points here, 20-something there, but you got to see how they get those baskets. And you got to see the situation they're in to get those baskets. Just because a man can put up 30 points a game, how did he get those 30? Was it a rugged 30? Did he work for every point he had out there? With no KD, I expect Rockets' defensive scheme to be a whole lot better out there, Jimmy. I mean, a whole lot better. You have, like I said, you have a 6'9" forward who could get you 30 or 40 points any night. Not just that, Houston is killing this team up. Not really killing them, but they're owning them on the rebounds. KD grabbed you about between 5 or 7 rebounds a night. He averaged about 5 to 6 assists. You gotta think that's ball movement being taken away, defense being taken away, scoring, free throw opportunities. I don't see what everybody's saying. Like, I don't get it. I personally don't get it.
Senpai Max says, Warriors fans, you know them. Don't worry, Rockets win by double digits tonight. Let me ask you this, though, from a Chris Paul perspective. With Steph Curry being demanded, they need Steph Curry to be more offensive tonight, obviously. So Steph's going to be taking more shots. He's going to be thinking more offensively. Does that make Chris Paul have to be on guard defensively nonstop? Also, does that make Chris Paul know that he's got to tire out Steph when he has the ball? Do you think that Chris Paul points, assists, and rebounds at 28.5 is something that could easily be reached because Steph Curry is going to have more on his plate?
I think that Paul will play him, especially have we seen Eric been playing. Paul really don't have to do nothing but play defense, Jimmy, and be the general on the court, to be honest with you. He doesn't have to really put up baskets tonight. I mean, I think Capella has a huge game tonight. I think Green have a big game tonight, too. When it comes to Paul, I think they need to play some defense, get his guys focused on the court if we see him starting to fall off a little bit, and just play defense. Points, aren't really needed from Paul when you have a guy like Rivers who come off the bench to score, when you have Amon Shepard who is coming out there and playing quality minutes when he does play. The Rockets have enough weapons offensively where Paul could just sit back and play defense.
Well, what do you think about this? What do you think about taking the points off Chris Paul rebounds and assists at 12.5 at plus 105?
I like that. I can see Paul possibly getting grabbing about 7 rebounds in this game and getting about 10 assists, 10 to 8 assists. So you're probably looking at about 7 rebounds, 6 or 7 rebounds, between 7 to 8 assists. That should get you right there. That should get you way over it, Jimmy. I like that a lot. I wish I had that one. That was one I would hop on. I mean, I know I had the Millsap one yesterday, and I'm pretty sure we'll talk about that a little bit, but I think that's a solid prop, especially being at home. The props that I did take, though, I took Draymond Green, Jimmy, over 24 points and rebounds. Now it's up to 25. I think Green has to get up there and get some. He'll get his rebounds, he'll get his points. And the next one I took is the guy he's facing, Capella. I took Capella over 23 points and rebounds tonight. Being in Houston, when Green sits out and Capella's out there, who stops him? Who's going to stop that little, I don't know if you want to call it a pick and roll or whatever the hell they do. It's always an alley-oop to Capella down there. I don't think the guys will be able to stop it. I like Capella prop over 23 more. I like any prop out here tonight.
It's funny so Chris Paul was terrible last game, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I believe he had 6 assists and 6 rebounds. The under 12.5 assists and rebounds for Chris Paul is being hammered. If I want to go over 12.5 assists and rebounds, I'm getting plus 105. Does it surprise you that that's being hammered, the under?
People was hammering. It doesn't really surprise me. That's the playoffs, man. I was hammering the under yesterday in that Raptors game. I lost that shit by a half a point. That shit landed exactly at 213. I had 212.5 and lost it by a half a fucking point. People are hammering what they want. They think Paul is old. But when you look at the people who's betting it, you have to wonder who they are. Or is it guys who look at the game without no bias, or is it fans that's taking that bet? So I would lean more so it's probably the fans hammering Paul under from what they've seen the eye test. This is a huge game, man. He's going to have to be a facilitator. We're going to have to see the Chris Paul that we used to see. We're going to have to see that floor general with the rebounds, the points, only at 12.5, Jim. Rebounds and assists only at 12.5. I think that's a solid bet, man. Win or lose, that's when I can go sleep comfortable about saying that, well, if it lost, it was a decent play. If it win, hey, I was a genius for it.
I like it. Man, I like it a lot. Thank you, Rafa, for that reminder. Man, I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to take it at plus 105. I can't believe it's at plus 105. I think I'm going to do it. Man, what a treat it is to have you on this show. You are such an enormous asset for this team, King. And I can't wait to see your show because I need to know what you guys think of the Raptors Sixers on Sunday. So I need to start drinking heavily as well. And that's not good for my pneumonia. That's what's up for me, King Rail. Thank you so much for joining us, man. God, I really love this insight. Where can we find you on Twitter and what you got in store for your show tonight?
King Rail 2 on Twitter. We'll be up in about, I think, 21 minutes on King's Court. We have our man Ski Prophet joining us tonight. He's been gone for a while, but he is on tonight with us on Friday. We're going to hammer these weekend games. And Jimmy, one thing before I leave, people don't like teasers. I took a teaser, Jimmy, for Sunday already. I took 2 of them. I added the Raptors tonight into the +5 teaser. So I have Raptors -2. I have Blazers +10.5, and I have the Raptors -1. I did the same thing again. Well, I just took the Blazers +10.5 and the Raptors -1 on a 5-point teaser for Sunday. I jumped, and that's paying me a -120. The other one is paying me a +150 with all 3 teams. I like it. If the Blazers win, I'll be ecstatic, man. I'll be happy in a tranny in a tree full of dicks, Jimmy, if the Blazers walk away with a victory here. But I'm taking the points, man. I have to take the points to +5.5 if I'm rocking with the Blazers. I'll discuss that with my guys. But I did take a teaser, Jim. And wish me luck and wish my Blazers luck, man. And I'll be doing the same for your Raptors, man. We the North. Let's get it, Jimmy.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much for joining us, King Rail. Man, that's so exciting. Ski Prophet, King Rail, back together again on King's Court. Love hearing that Ski's back in action. I will be watching for sure. Please talk about the Raptors game as much as possible. Okay, we got a couple things here. First off, we are about to bring in Lucrative Larry and put a bow on this week. But first, we have a video from a guy who's now won 2 straight. Been giving him a lot of shit around the office. He's hit 2 straight. He's going for 3. There's no Argentinian soccer, so he's hammering Europe right now. Let's bring in the video from number 1.
What are you gonna say, Jimmy? I won again and again. I'm getting tired. I'm the best. I'm number 1. I'm slinging dink, bro. Get used to it. You're gonna see my face whole fucking year. I am on fire, baby. The game for this pick is Liverpool versus Wolverhampton. A -1.5. A -106. Available at Bet365. Remember, Liverpool is gonna win this Sunday. Why? They need to win. They need to beat Manchester City. And this victim is Wolverhampton. They won the last game in the Premier League 2-0. So expect more than 1 goal from Liverpool. They need to win. So -1.5, Liverpool. Fuck you, Jimmy.
There is number 1, and as always, I hope he loses. Now, to put a bow on this weekend, let's bring in none other than movie star, Lucrative Larry. What's up?
Something's up. That's what I'm going to tell you. There is something up.
Yeah, what's up, man? Get in here. Get in here. What's up? What's going on?
Well, we're shooting Rogue.
I know you're shooting Rogue. It's very exciting. We're all excited. Can you pop up the poster for Rogue, the 3rd in the trilogy?
We're shooting Rogue.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you, James.
Thank you.
Can I call you James? Look, James, the thing is, it's rainy season.
Yes.
And the creek,
Yeah.
nobody told me, is more like a river now.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do now? There's continuity in these productions, and now it's a river. What am I going to do? Yesterday we shot, and it's a puddle. Today we shot in the morning, and the thing after the morning, what's that?
Afternoon.
The thing, yeah, the afternoon, and it's a river. And it's a humid place. It's really moist. And you know what that brings? Mosquitoes.
Oh.
You know what mosquitoes bring? Disease.
AIDS?
Disease. What am I going to tell production? There's 2 guys with gonorrhea now. What am I supposed to do now? Tell them it's... I don't know. It's been tough. It's been a tough couple of days, but we're going to have Rogue. We're going to have Rogue. I promise you that.
Gonorrhea makes you a man. Pill takes that away. Nothing to worry about. Tell them nothing to worry about. Tell them bag sick, gonorrhea, no thing. And the mosquitoes? Sorry, man. Hope you guys don't get bit too much.
I hope so.
Raven and Desert says Zika. Nah, man. There ain't no Zika down here, man. That's an old wives' tale.
Yeah,
That was just,
it is.
That was just the North making shit up
You
so
know
that
that-
people wouldn't come down here on vacation.
Freddie's actual middle name is actually not Zika, but yeah, I remember Zika once. I saw a guy with Zika, but
All right.
yeah, it's a story. I'm going to tell you about it after we're done with.
Some nice stuff being said about you here.
Really?
Yeah. David Hutton says Larry has yellow fever. Well, that's nice. What kind of action you got for us, man? What kind of action?
Toronto Raptors.
Oh, shit. The Raptors.
The old Raptors, the good old Raptors. You know, we're from Toronto.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shit. Well, I'm going to take the Raptors -6, -105.
Wow.
Yeah.
We the North, Larry.
At Heritage.
Wow. The star of Rogue, Shameless Rogue, and
Take care.
Highland Rogue is on the Raptors at -6. That's exciting stuff. What a week. Man, Ski Profit is back. Ski Profit will be with King Rail on King's Court in 15 minutes. Stay tuned. Ski is back. But most importantly, I need to review my baseball. Damn. Sorry, I was about to scream leche and start drinking heavily. Okay, here. I know we've gone long and I apologize, but this is my action. I'm on a lot of it. Orioles minus 1.5 at plus 300. White Sox minus 1.5 at plus 195. Marlins first 5 plus a half run plus 101, brought to us by Donnie Rightside. Yankees Rays first 5 under 4 at minus 115. I could only bet it at 3.5, so I did not bet it. Then Mariners Red Sox over 10 at minus 105. Rangers first 5 team total over 1.5 at plus 101. Rangers money line at plus 250. And Pirates first 5 plus a half at minus 110, brought to you by Donnie Rightside. Athletics minus 1, that's minus 155 and plus 125. And finally, Nationals Dodgers over 8 at minus 110, brought to you by Donnie Rightside as well. 3 plays, I'm telling you, Donnie. But most importantly, Leche, Halos Bookmakers!